It's the last of the MasterChef semi-finals. Tonight, just one challenge stands between these exceptional home cooks and a place in finals week.
The pressure is definitely on today, but so it should be. We're down to the final 6 now.
I do not want to go home today. I want to stay and I want to be in that final.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't dream of winning it. As it's gone on, I'm just more and more determined to get there.
These 6 are about to face their nemesis. 3 restaurant critics and a place in finals week. This is absolutely massive.
Right now, I think their hearts will be beating just that little bit quicker. John, it's pressure today. Welcome back, and I don't mind telling you, I am really excited about what's going to happen in here today. We know how brilliant you can be. Just deliver and be at your best.
You've all cooked for Restaurant Critic before, but today you're cooking for 3 of them. Jimmy Famurewa, Grace Stent, and Jay Rayner. 1 hour and 15 minutes to deliver us a plate of food that is worthy of finals week. Let's cook.
The standards have got to be exceptionally high today. I mean, how many amateur chefs can say that they've cooked for some of the top restaurant critics in the country? It's just like, it blows my mind.
Tom, it's a really big day, isn't it?
It is indeed.
You haven't slipped up at all, have you?
Not yet.
Why is that? Why is that? Honestly, I want to know.
Don't tempt fate. Every dish goes through at least 5 or 6 kind of iterations to get to the product that you see today.
What's your dish today, please?
So I'm doing pan-fried halibut with a whipped curry and lime hollandaise, a tomato coconut chili granola, triple-cooked chat masala chips, and some crispy curry leaves.
What's the main inspiration? Why this dish?
I spent 4 weeks travelling in India, so that's kind of inspired the dish today. Apart from travelling, I've got a group of close friends. When we do get together, we love to go for brunch, so the hollandaise, the granola, those are kind of inspired by that.
Right, so actually we've sort of got brunch and a main course on the plate all together?
Yeah.
With some Indian spicing?
Yeah.
The star of the show has to be the halibut. The chips are being spiced with chat masala, a mixture of spices, including dried mango powder, which is quite sharp and sour.
A lime and curry flavoured hollandaise. That sounds delightful. As long as he's got his timings right, I think this is an absolute winner.
I'm always nervous, to be honest. I do look like a headless chicken in the kitchen. But yes, nervousness actually makes me a bit better cook.
Madiha, what are you making?
I am making you a pan-fried sea bass, lightly spiced, with a sweet and spicy tamarind sauce, a salad of capers, fennel, cucumber, and mooli, with minted crushed peas, and I've got some potato straws on top of it.
What's the inspiration for this dish, Madiha?
It is inspired by my love of rivers, and this is a tribute to the river Ravi that flows across Lahore.
You've served a restaurant critic before.
Yes.
How do you feel about serving 3 of them?
I'm petrified. I'm scared to death.
Sea bass, you can get a crispy skin, and I hope we get a lovely crispy skin.
We want a nice crisp salad. We want peas that are minty and spicy. And those straw potatoes have got to be as crispy as you like, not greasy at all. What's the dish today, Mike?
So the dish today is risotto alla milanese, which I'm using bone marrow in as well. I've then got a rib of beef with some purple sprouting broccoli, some buttered girolles, some nice caramelised shallots, and a Parmesan crisp. And then a rosemary jus over the top.
Tell me why this dish, mate.
My nonna's got family in Milan, and risotto alla Milanese was always sort of like a restaurant treat because it is special in Italy, and hopefully I can demonstrate that today.
Your grandparents would never have had a piece of beef across their risotto Milanese.
No, that's true. I just wanted to elevate it a little bit with something I really love.
Risotto Milanese is an extraordinary dish of rice, bone marrow, stock and saffron. And it's really, really addictive when done properly.
You've got two big dishes here, and you're hoping to bring them both together. Listen, I'm nervous for it.
I think a decadent dish is always the way forward. I think hopefully it's the one that will get me through to the final. It's everything I love to eat as well.
I'm aiming for a Michelin star level dish. I think being in the restaurant the other day really opened my eyes. There's no escaping that level of perfection. I've got one shot to get it right, so let's hope it happens. I'm making roasted bone marrow with fillet steak as a side dish with béarnaise sauce, coriander and parsley vinaigrette on the bone marrow, and a celeriac croquette.
Isn't that unusual? Isn't it usually the bone marrow is the side dish for the steak and the béarnaise?
I think it's total luxury, totally decadent. You know, it's just like totally lush. You'll need to do some exercise after having this dish today, that's for sure.
OK, interesting. This is a really adventurous dish. Steak and béarnaise sauce. But she doesn't want the steak and béarnaise to be the star of the show. She wants a piece of bone marrow to be the star of the show.
That's a difficult texture to handle on its own. That's like beef-flavoured fat.
I'm hoping today I will be calm and under control and in time. And there's no other option.
Alexina is cooking for us chocolate souffle and rum sponge in the bottom, passion fruit sorbet, bitter dark chocolate, sweet, sharp passion fruit, all together, great. But it relies upon two things, a souffle working perfectly and a sorbet being wonderful and smooth.
I'm really impressed with Alexina's ambition here, but I'm equally as nervous for her.
What's the inspiration?
So before I started my proper job out of university, I went to live in Paris for 6 months and I worked with Pierre Almir, who's a famous pâtissier. I sold macaroons for him, but he's very famous for his unusual flavour combinations. So the combination of chocolate and passion fruit here is what he would call mogador. I loved it, and so I'm recreating it in the souffle today.
Alexina, good luck.
Thank you.
The dish that I'm going to be cooking is extraordinarily pared back and simple. It's all about the timing. I've made it once. It turned out great. Let's hope it turns out great today.
What is your award-winning dish going to be, Claire?
I don't know if it's going to win any awards, Greg, but it's basically rhubarb and custard. So it's a rhubarb pistachio galette with custard and hopefully a juniper syrup, because I was thinking about gin when I was making it.
How would you define a galette for us,
Well,
please?
I think a galette is more of a piece of pastry with the fruit on it rather than in it.
Why would you do this dish at such a crucial stage?
I thought it was kind of something simple, but hopefully that I could do well.
Puff pastry, wonderful casing. To make it in this time as well, I'm impressed.
But a dish like Claire is doing, when you take into consideration all the other processes that everybody else is doing, could be left wanting.
One of the things I enjoy about the amateur competition is that the contestants learn stuff while they're competing. It's not they just come in with a set of skills and then get to see where they go. They develop through the competition. So I'm really intrigued to see where they've all got to.
The common mistake is to make things far, far too complicated and then to lose your nerve at the last moment because you're cooking for critics and not deliver any of it.
It is nice to be out here. It's kind of like an embarrassingly huge treat, to be honest. It's been a tough year, and so it's really nice to get to see them.
As ever, a joy to be at this table, however large it happens to be today.
But don't tell any of them that, please, because I like to pretend that, you know, I don't really like them.
Madiha,
Yep.
you've got 10 minutes, yeah?
Yeah.
10 minutes, we're going out the door.
Madiha's dish. Very excited by the sound of this. This is really fancy, spicy fish and chips, and I'm here for it.
I'm expecting that this is going to be a riot of flavour.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everything there has to justify its place on the plate and work together.
That looks really good.
Thank you.
That looks really, really good. Good stuff.
And breathe.
Hello.
Hello.
I have made you a pan-fried sea bass, crushed minted lemony peas, salad made up of capers, cucumbers, onions, mooli, and fennel, tamarind sauce, and with some masala straw chips. Enjoy.
Thank you.
It's down to the judges now to decide, was the fish cooked properly, exactly to what they expect of me at this stage? I just hope. That's all I can do now.
The fish is perfectly cooked. These minted peas have a bit of heat in them and acidity. This is a really lovely bit of cooking.
I love this fennel and cucumber because there's just a crisp lightness about that. It's one of the greatest things that I've eaten this year.
It's just absolute fireworks, like the level of flavour, the complexity, the well-thought-out little touches.
I think she's done these flavour profiles and they're big flavours really, really well.
I feel like I've got a nice piece of fish with mushy peas and a bit of spicy sauce rather than getting a chip shop.
I'll just check on this fish.
I like halibut. It's a good fish. A curry and lime hollandaise sounds delicious. I'm a little bit worried about the granola.
Are you happy with the fish?
It should be cooked well.
You've got a couple of minutes.
Thank
Let's
you.
get your chips out.
Triple cooked chips. You meant to boil them, cool them for 6 hours in the fridge, first fry, put them back in the fridge for 6 hours. Tom, you've got 1 hour and 20 minutes.
We got chips.
He's really trying to show what he can do in terms of technique, and the challenge now will be whether his ambition matches the reality of his dish.
Nice dish, Tom. Nice dish.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hi.
This is my pan-fried halibut with a whipped curry and lime hollandaise, a tomato, chili and coconut granola, chaat masala triple cooked chips, and compressed cucumber with mint. Thank you very much.
you.
Enjoy.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Tom.
That was tougher than I expected it to be. I feel like things could have gone better, so yeah, we'll just have to see, fingers crossed.
I think the fish is delicious. He's taken, essentially, curried fish and chips and made it really, really, really delicious.
The granola is quite pleasant. The hollandaise feels a little bit moussey and kind of almost blancmange to me. The flavour's pretty good. And then the triple cooked chips. They're kind of like slightly fried wedges.
It feels like Tom had a bunch of individual ideas, but he didn't quite have an idea for a whole dish.
Fish is nicely cooked. I love that granola.
Really love that curry hollandaise on the side. The chips are a disaster. They're just falling apart, which is a real shame because the chaat masala on the outside is inspired.
Mike seems to be throwing the kitchen sink at it. Risotto alla Milanese, seared rib of beef, and a Madeira jus.
It's just a continuous bombardment of flavour.
Oh, truffle as well. Oh, my word. Right, mushrooms,
Yeah.
shallots, sauce. Parmesan tuile, last thing to go on, yeah?
Yeah, Parmesan tuile.
Right. Go, 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 go.
Hiya, how you doing?
Hi. Mike.
Mike's dish is saffron bone marrow Milanese risotto, served with seared rib of beef, caramelised shallots, rosemary and parmesan crisp, purple sprouting broccoli, black truffle, girolles, and a Madeira jus.
Maybe pushed myself a little bit too much today, but I think it showcased the skills that I've got and the number of processes and bits and pieces like that. So yeah, I was really happy with the dish.
The risotto is pretty much spot on. He's got the right balance of saffron. I love the Parmesan tuile, the mushrooms, the truffles, and the beef is beautifully cooked.
My favourite part is the Madeira jus. Rich and dense and gorgeously seasoned. The whole dish is a bit much, but it's purposefully a bit much.
I like the cookery of the risotto. I like the making of the jus. It's shiny, it's got depth, it's strong with rosemary. I love the cooking of the beef.
I admire his courage, I admire his work. That's good, but there's too much going on the plate.
Laura is giving us roasted bone marrow, fillet steak, béarnaise sauce. It seems that the bone marrow is the star of this dish, which is brave because it is not to everybody's taste.
Oh, I love bone marrow. Come on! Okay.
Okay.
The fillet steak needs to be soft, buttery, yielding. We all know what we're getting, but it needs to be incredible.
Laura, it looks great. Yeah, it looks wonderful. Really, very, very good. Good on you, mate. Good job. I hope it tastes as good as it looks.
Hello. So this is roasted bone marrow with a parsley and coriander vinaigrette, spring onions, celeriac croquettes, and a side of fillet steak with béarnaise sauce and pickled mustard seeds.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
I have to be honest, I was completely nerve-struck in there, you know. But oh my goodness, I felt like I was shaking, so I'm glad I got the plates down without dropping them.
It's lots of imaginative ideas. The bone marrow, it's sweet and it's yielding. She's made a really, really good job of that.
I like roasted bone marrow, but it needs to come with something to spread it on, and a few croutons is not that. However, the steak, it's cooked very well. The béarnaise is well made.
I like the way that Laura is giving real punch to her sauces. She's trying to give things a boldness and a kind of impactfulness.
Really well executed, really interesting style, looks modern. I think it tastes great.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely lovely.
Claire's kind of playing it relatively simple. What she's going to give us is a spin on rhubarb and custard.
However, there's nowhere to hide with this. This is a difficult thing to pull off.
I've got some macerated rhubarb in the juniper.
Hang on, that looks good. Is that raw rhubarb ribbon?
It is.
Off you go, Claire. Well done.
Hello.
Hi. Today I've cooked for you a rhubarb and pistachio frangipane galette, some custard and some juniper syrup.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Thank you very
Very
much.
much.
It's a simple dish, but technically there's some tricky things to get right there. And I hope the critics see that.
I think that pastry was beautifully made. She's made that from scratch. That's a really good job. Rhubarb, great. But there's only a dribble of custard and there's only a smear of frangipane.
She's taken a big, bold, brassy pudding and she's taken it down to a little polite level.
But having said all that, the flavour combination all came together beautifully. The custard's really nice. Again, I would love more of it.
I've had a couple of mouthfuls. I've got no custard left. And then it becomes dry. And that's a problem.
It tastes good, but we need more custard.
You've got 7 minutes. Sorbet to be sorted, soufflés to rise.
Yes. All the key components of the dish.
That's the gamble of a souffle, Alexina.
It is the gamble. They're not rising. Still time.
There are challenges with the souffle. I mean, it can rise and then be completely raw in the middle, or it can rise and be incredibly solid, and that's why it's risen. You want it to be cloud-like.
Dark chocolate in the souffle and pairing that with passion fruit sorbet. I'm just hoping that the sweetness is at the right level.
They're rising.
They are rising, yeah.
At what stage will you take them out?
I'm going to take them out in 40 seconds.
Nothing makes me happier than a souffle because people come in here and risk it on a souffle and it's so exciting.
Looking good, Alexina.
What's the yellow stripe?
Passion fruit powder.
Nice. Very well done.
Hello.
Right.
I have cooked a dark chocolate souffle with a passion fruit sorbet, some passion fruit powder, a little bit of gold leaf, and then there's a little bit of rum cake in the bottom.
Oh, wow. It's rich, incredibly chocolatey, incredibly Moorish. The passion fruit sorbet is inspired. It takes your breath away every time you go for it.
It's a grown-up chocolate pudding with boozy sponge at the bottom, a passion fruit sorbet that makes you bare your teeth and go, aha! It's lovely.
Alexina's done pretty well.
Way! We're cooked, we're cooked, we're cooked, we're cooked.
The chocolate souffle is really, really light. And the passion fruit sorbet is lovely and sharp. And it's delicious.
It was really intense. I think I've shown ambition today and done something daring. I didn't have a complete disaster, so that's good.
What a day. Great cookery, great critique from the dining room. Now you and I have got to make a big decision.
I love the way Madiha cooked her fish.
I really enjoyed the salad. Critics loved it. John, she's through to finals week. I think the person today that actually showed the most ambition and the most technical skill was Alexina. She made a perfect chocolate souffle, and inside of it was a piece of sponge that had been drenched in rum.
It looked great. It was understated and delivered on flavour.
Laura got a bit of a mixed reception from the dining room, but you and I really liked her dish.
Steak cooked very, very well indeed. Béarnaise sauce made very well. And I thought it was a really clever dish.
Now, what do we think of Mike, right? He attempted and pulled off lots of processes. And his cooking of his risotto was good, his beef was good. However, that plate was absolutely crowded.
But You can't knock his ambition and you can't knock his skill.
We now have 4 through, right? That means we have 2 more people to discuss. Tom and Claire.
Claire came in here with an idea. She wanted to do rhubarb and custard. You get rhubarb, you get custard. They come in equal amounts. We didn't have that. We had rhubarb tart and we had a little squirt of custard. The tart was going dry.
I think Tom had some really good ideas. I liked his halibut cookery, but he didn't give us his best work today, that's for sure.
Our chips, they may have been flavoured with chat masala, but they weren't crispy, they were soggy and they were greasy. However, it's ambitious, that's for sure.
Who do we say goodbye to?
Who has the ability to win the competition?
I don't know if I've done enough, but if I go out, then I've just shared a kitchen with the MasterChef champion, whatever.
I'm enjoying the competition so much. I'm desperate to stay just to experience more of it. I'd be absolutely crushed if I had to go home now.
I would like to thank you all. Thank you all for all your hard work. The progress in you 6 as cooks has been outstanding.
The contestant leaving us is... Claire. Claire, sorry to see you go. Loved having you on here. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, Claire. Thanks very much.
The competition is fierce, but we're all really supportive of each other. So I've just loved the whole experience.
You're in finals week. Yeah!
Relief is washing over me right now. Can't believe I'm in finals week, but I'm ready to give it my everything for the rest of the competition.
At the start, a bit of the handoff to be a MasterChef finalist, but it's just so close now. The end is close, but I don't want it to end.
This is like the journey that just never stops. It's unbelievable. How on earth did it happen again?
It feels kind of surreal at the moment. I've just got to keep pushing, upping my game, and fingers crossed it goes okay.
I doubt I'm going to go to sleep tonight, but yes, I'm looking very forward to the finals week. Bring it on.
Next week,
Whoa, wow, there'll be a ton.
it's the MasterChef Finals.
Hurry up, hurry up.
They are on the last lap. The finishing line is in sight.
You're going to have to move.
I know.
It looks good and smells even better. Keep going, keep going. Keep that intensity.
At the end, one of these 5 exceptional cooks will be crowned this year's champion.
It's imaginative, it's daring, and it's delicious.